Twin Buttes, you say?
Yes, sir.
Our spokesman.
Yeah. Our icebreaker, man. Oh, dude, these guys would never talk to us.
Okay. Good song, anyway.
Grab his phone.
These guys don't mind being filmed. They all have stories and encounters.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Give them your number, Don. It's like younger people too, so they probably
Yeah.
have their ears more open than
Right.
some of the older people.
Exactly.
So you would
Sweet.
their grandpa is kind of busy right now.
What-
A lot of stories.
What'd you get? Tell me what you get supposed to be.
He lives up here. He's chasing boys all night they had to shove their way into a really tight canyon in order not to get taken.
Oh.
EMT was looking. They call their grandpa to help search for people, and they call their grandpa when Bigfoot's around anybody's area. So we can turn around and get back on this road. They said go up this road, and if you see the ridge, they're gonna send me a picture where this thing goes down from up there to white trailers where they live, and this thing had their hand across the whole window and it was looking in, and this trailer's high up. So if we can send me that picture. The hands is right there. It's like muddy, dirty hands on the big hands.
I'd like to have pictures
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, that guy, he's 6'2", and the window's way up there above his head, and he has his hands out for size.
Damn.
So the whole family, every one of these families that live here, she said, asked them, and she said, everyone that has, we go on this road, so everyone that has the screams and the Sasquatch activity all around here, they go call their grandpa.
Awesome.
Yeah, and their grandpa, he knows every road here, he knows every back way and canyon here. And when people go missing, they call him.
It's freaking awesome. Is he at his house now?
Right now looking for people?
No, right now they're just taking it easy.
So where's he at?
He's at the sheep camp doing his duties. They're busy. But they said they'll text me and they'll sit down to get on film. Well, right now I think they're doing their chores, their homesteading chores.
Oh, got it.
Because when you live out here, you're always working all the time.
Better heard something earlier.
Yeah.
Way out in the distance.
A few times, I swear to God, I thought I heard a howl with the wind.
Way out that way.
Yeah.
Pretty far away.
Yeah, it was far. I stopped for a good moment and I tried whistling back and I yelled back, and I continued again and I can hear a howl in the wind, so I froze my tracks again. So it's just dead quiet up there. The spooky just goes up the higher you go.
It is really quiet. Oh, okay. Crawled right over it.
Yeah.
Success. Got it like, likely. Oh, yeah. Is this it? This gotta be it.
Gotta be.
Oh, she's gonna come out and let us in.
Yeah.
Okay. How is she gonna know we're here? Oh, okay. There we go. Got her. Well, she was in the dark. That's all good. She's gonna need a ride.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Just curious, that's all. Just looking for the ice shine.
It's not gonna be now. Yeah.
So we do come out here, regularly, family dinners, whatnot.
Yeah.
We camp out here. We try to camp out here most of the summertime.
Yeah.
But then we usually set up camping here.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we'll just be talking, like you say, we'll be talking out loud, and
Right.
they'll show their presence. We'll hear really small callbacks from them. Yeah. My father-in-law was like, "Oh yeah, that's them. Oh well, I always had interaction with them when I was small, and for me it was like, wow, I didn't really know that. Yeah, I always see on TV or heard stories, but right, experience it's different. Yeah, it's different. It's exciting. But there's 3 places that myself had experience up here. So there's, like I said, common places here. There's a recording I did. I don't remember, but it was somewhere in August. This past August. I think like 3 years ago. 3 or 4 years. 3. That happened where the gate was coming in.
Oh, yeah.
So that was with me, nephew, and my daughter, where we were just taking a walk. And there was another incident where we have this place further down, probably like good 5 minutes. That's where majority of the animals come there when we pump water for them.
That is
of course, yeah. We had a response there. Then further down, there's a trailer. I'm not sure it might be still there, but there's some sort of handprints.
Yeah, he was saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice.
We were up high a couple nights ago.
We don't really live up here, but we've been here for about 15 years. It's more like of a camp on, camp off situation. We usually camp up here at least 3 times a month. During the summer, it's more. But then we do come up here for other resources, as in hauling wood or sometimes just gathering certain materials to use with our traditional side youth. So it's a more of a relaxing and kind of just being out in the opening away from town or cities. I would say this happened, approximately 4 years ago, around August. It was just a regular family meet. We were camping here in the area that we're presently at now. We were just regularly doing our family thing, talking. Every now and then, my father-in-law would say, "Oh, let's go call Bigfoot." Up here we call him George. So he would say, "Let's go see if George is out here tonight." So he'll be yelling, screaming. We'll wait, sit, and listen for feedback. At times, we just go back to our family gathering. But I decided to just go off camp and see if I could maybe do some calls and see if we get any response back. So we went towards east from the camp. We were just walking on the road, and I had an idea of taking out my phone and recording it. At the time, we were just playing around. We seen a lot of TV shows and whatnot, so we were like, "Oh, let's record it. Maybe we'll get something. Maybe we'll get lucky." Eventually, we went ahead and just sat in one spot. We started recording. In the recording, it states that it was in August and it was around, I believe, 9:00 p.m. The sun was down. Moonlight wasn't as bright. I believe it was like a quarter moon. So we were just there. I did at least 2 yells first, and we waited. There was some response, but it was far towards the south. You could barely hear it. So then I told them, I said in the recording, I'll do some short screams. So as soon as I did the 3 screams, we sat there, we waited, and we heard a faint yelling towards the south. And as I turned to my nephew and my daughter, it's like, "Did you hear that?" As soon as I said that, right after my sentence, a louder yell came afterwards. At that time, being there in present person, it sounded louder. It sounded like it was just maybe 100 yards. So right there and then I turned off my phone and we just ran back to camp. And when we're running back to camp, my daughter and my nephew said it yelled again. But at that time I was too hesitant trying to get back to camp with them that I didn't realize there was a second yell afterwards. So when we got back to camp, that's when we started telling the other family members there, oh, did you hear this? Did you hear that? We did this. And my father-in-law was like, oh, that wasn't you? And I said, no, that wasn't me. And he goes, wow, that was pretty close. We thought you guys were yelling. And he was teasing. He's like, I thought you got better at your yelling. It's like, oh, no, that wasn't us at all. But for my other story, again, it was just myself, my 2 daughters, and my wife. We all went out to just do a night drive. We usually do that constantly over the weekend. We went ahead and just drove around to see if we can spot anything at night. We use a flashlight, to see eyes and so forth, just get any reactions, because there's a lot of wildlife out here. So we usually like to see deers, elks, bobcats, mountain lions, whatever. So we're out there one time just enjoying ourselves. Again, it was in this certain area further north from us. And we have an opening that has another trailer house. I think it's about 15 minutes from here from now. We stopped there. It was at nighttime. I believe it was there was some moonlight that night. And as usual, we just said, hey, let's do some calls. Maybe we'll get a response. I did several calls. My daughters did some screams afterwards. At that time, from the further north of us, we heard a slight scream, but we weren't really cued on if it was Bigfoot or not. So we decided to go check back at the well. Maybe we caught something on our trail cams. So we went ahead back to a well, coming back. And as soon as we got to the well area, we went ahead and checked the trail cams, deers, horses, whatnot. And we decided to do a call again. So we went ahead and did some long yells, some short screams. At that point, the vocals of response came back a little louder, but enough to know that it's closer to us. I would probably say it was, while we were at the well, that was probably like a 7-minute drive from the trailer house. So when it yelled back or gave the response back, it seemed like it was closer at the trailer. So we knew what's coming towards us. We already recognized the yell. We knew it wasn't bear or mountain lion or any other wildlife. So at that point, we got excited. So it was like, oh, well, we just went ahead and just continue our evening, relaxing, whatnot. Then we decided to come back to Hogan, which we're here now. We went ahead and drive back here. Then we went and checked on our horse corral. Usually our horse corral does fall apart at times, or we're trying to get it ready because sometimes we catch wild horses as well. So we went ahead and just checked around the horse corral. My wife was in the truck. She had her windows down. My 2 daughters, they were checking the corral. At that time, nature was calling. So I went ahead, went the opposite south of them. I went towards a big pine tree. I went ahead and go relieve myself. And at that moment, I heard some kind of growl. At first, I thought bear. And I was like, oh man, that bear is right there. I would probably say a good 30 to 50 yards away from me. So the horse corral is right next to the truck we parked next to a horse corral. I was about good 10 yards away from the truck southwards. And the hill where I was, it's about another 30 yards. And the sound that I heard was kind of towards I would say, a little further north, south. Like I said, it growled, and I thought bear. At that point, I stopped, and I waited for a bit, and it respawned again. And it's like, I really want to believe it's a bear, but it's not continuing growling, or it's not walking towards us. It's not snorting at us. So we're like, it's not moving. It's just growling. So at that point, I yelled back, everyone in the truck now. At this point, everyone was confused. They all got in the truck, and we got to the truck. I turned off the vehicle, then I rolled down the windows. I said, you guys listen and tell me if that's a bear. So we waited there for a bit. Again, it growled back. I would probably say 3 more times after that. It shook us all, and we all just like, no, that's not a bear. There's no way that was a bear. So we went ahead, turned on the truck, we reversed it. We made sure to flash the lights towards where the sound was coming. It was thick bushes, oaks and whatnot, so we couldn't see anything. We sat there for a bit. Then one more shout out growled again. And at that time we were like, okay, that's it, we're going. So we took off, and as soon as we got back that evening, we're all so excited that we had that live experience of it. And we were saying, maybe it followed us, maybe it got our scent, we were just teasing about it. At that time, my second oldest, Yedibah, she has a dog at home, don't forget to feed your dog. So she went ahead and went back outside. And all of a sudden she came in. She was kind of excited and scared at the same time. And she come out quickly. And at that time we heard all the dogs barking. And we ran outside. And where we live is right below Fuzzy Mountain. And there's a Red Rocks right in Navajo. So when we ran out, she was telling us that same yell was just above the ridge right where we came from. And we're like, really? Yeah, that's why all the dogs are barking. So we sat there for a bit. We didn't hear anything, but she for sure, she knew that yell, and the dogs were barking that whole time. And it's something, that story that we tell often, and we get many guests to come up and say we want experience. Fortunately, the guests that comes up, they don't hear the same experience, or they think they do, but we always tell them, it happens rarely, but we're happy to experience, and we wish we had like proof of the videos or sounds that comes out.
What is the? I want you to describe that growl, because you took it for bear originally, but then something made you conclude, nah, it's not a bear.
Yeah. I think when a bear growls at you, you hear kind of like a snorting sound, like. This one was a bit more deeper, and it kind of like was trying to taunt. It was more of a and that kind of caught me off guard, and it's like that kind of sounds like someone has a cold and trying to clear their throat, and besides what a bear sounds typically. And like I said, I was trying to wait for any other sound, as a tree rustling or leaf crawling, or a simple scratch, or a bigger roar. But those are the only things that constantly came back, were just those hard, rusty voice vocals. And I try to look it up online. I try to listen to bears over YouTube or whatever, and it's like it's there, but it's not the same. It's totally different. Sometimes when we're up here, like I said, we do woodwork. Every now and then we'll get a whiff of a skunk passing by, kind of scent odor. But before that happens, it usually gets quiet. Like you'll hear crickets or birds sounding, then all of a sudden it'll just go dead silent. then a bad odor would come afterwards. And we'll just automatically stop and look around like, same thing. Is it bear? Is it predator? Or is it Bigfoot? We sit there. We also shoot some rounds off, just to let them know we're here. We're not trying to aggravate them or do anything towards them. We're just here to get resources and head out. So that's pretty much we deal with up here.
What do you think it would take to aggravate them? Or what are you afraid to do that you fear might aggravate them?
Oh, go further up south from here. I think we think that he lives more up to the higher elevation areas, more thicker tree areas that not many people go to or walk through. We try to stay away from those areas probably midday to night. But during the days, if we have to go that way to get any of the resources or so forth, it's fine. But we're always having something with us for protection, just in case something happens.
What kind of arms do you carry for protection against them?
For warning shots, we usually have our 9mm handheld or 22. Just shoot a couple off before we start anything, just to let everyone know that we're around, let George know we're around. But we do carry heavier artillery as well, 12-gauge shotgun. We usually have that just in case it decides to be more curious on us and see what we're doing or who we are and so forth.
You ever had to use it?
The shotgun, no, but the warning shots we do often. But other than that, we're always on alert up here. A simple change of climate or just a sound, just a hint that something's around us and watching us. There's times where we'll even get some feedback, like some knockings on trees. We'll be just resting and we'll hear at least 1 or 2 knocks from far away distance, not loud. When we hear that, we just automatically just pack up everything and just go. That's just probably just a warning to them that we're getting too close or letting us know that they're there, but we don't want to push any further than that.
This is the front porch of Bigfoot. Troy's like, okay, we're in the back tailgate right now. We're scared, so it's dark.